So today topic we're gonna start with the agenda will be building product that customer wants. And for us to kickstart off this one this topic, so we're gonna have to look into different aspect of product developments. Who decide the product that we should build, and how do they decide? How do they know that we have built uh, will be used? And that's uh, with the business and also with the customers. The product that we build benefits the business. Of course, we are in business. We want to build the products that will sustain our business and see our business grow in the future. And also, we need customers. So, customer should something that you should worry about because as the products continue to grow, you need to expand your segments. So you need to maybe get new customers, adapt new sales segments, expand your sales locations, and some of those product growth strategy. So to continue this, we have design thinking process. This is the one of the I think one of the well-known way of designing what a product that we might or we think our customers want. And what is design thinking? So this is you just pull off from the Google some of the website. It's design thinking is a human-centered, iterative problem-solving approach emphasizing empathy, creativity, collaboration, and experimentation. It's a methodology designers, innovators, organizations use to tackle complex challenges and develop innovation solutions. Originally rooted in design discipline, design thinking has expanded to various fields, including business, technology, healthcare, and education. It encourages a deep understanding of users' needs, experience to drive meaningful and effective solution. So for us today, the focus will be technology-powered products and services. That's going to be agenda of today. So let's go to the next right here. So um, from previous, we for now we do have different framework that we use to develop some of these products that customer wants. Um, so we have a traditional waterfall framework that we use, and some of the companies continue using these frameworks, and also we have the agile frameworks that a lot of companies they're jumping on the bandwagons, and a lot of companies are using it just because the success rate of their initiative and efforts. So I pulled this one from a book. It's called Agile Project Management, Jamis, for this third edition. And so many projects out there. If you're a product manager or a product manager or a product manager or business owner, so you have seen this in your experience for the last, the last many projects you have been involved in. There's so many things that goes around in a project. Some of the things that goes in the project is where we find that there's a scope bloat. The scope bloat, from there, I just pull it from the book. You can see the customers. When we start our project, we don't know what the customer want, and then what we have building, we end up building everything the customer want, everything that they think they might need, everything they want, and everything they think they may want. So you end up with this big, huge scope of project. And so from the historical data, this is some of the analysis that was done by the group called Standish Group. And you can see here, after all doing all this work, spending all the money, it's only 20% of the product, of the functions or maybe services that you build in that product get used. So you can see, without design thinking, so you end up burning all the cash. So 50% of that money being used hardly get used. 30% of the project budget is if frequently used some of the function, and then on 20% of the projects functions or maybe services get used. So there's so many product discovery risk we have to make sure we cover here. And even before we start building these products that we think customers want in the market, we have to make sure that we have all the risk taken care of, even before we start rolling this product out there to customers. So the first thing we have to make sure, will the product launch? Will this product be able to see the day on light in the market out there to be a product that customer want to use? So there's so many things you have to look into. The legality of the is the legal, is the business you're in, is the product you're building, are they legal? We have seen out of there so many companies who've been sued because of selling illegal products. There has been so many lawsuits out there. We don't want to name, we don't want to name company that's not part of this agenda, but you guys have seen, or you guys have heard billions of dollars, in lawsuits, and some of those companies going bankruptcy because selling illegal products. And also the ethical part of it. I think there's so thin line between legal and ethical. We want to go into it. So in ethical, which segmentation are you selling this business? Are you focusing kids on the product that they should not be selling? We do have business that we do, they sell maybe they're not the age sensitive, let's say, like maybe the vaping products. Some of them are not for kids, but you see some of the business focusing the kids. And also we have financial issues. So this is a business viability. Do we see this business out there being in the market being sold? So the next one is, can the user figure out how to use the products? This is called usability, right? So how do you train, or how do you make sure that, what is the criteria we have to use to make sure that our business, our customers will figure it out how to use the products? So we do have, when you create the prototype for this business, we work with the potential customers, and then during this prototype, we test them with we can say the real customers, so that we can be able to see how the customer can be able to use that product. And then there's another risk that we need to make sure we cover here. The engineers, developers, can they be able to build the product that we have? The feasibility risk that we know you can say. So we have technical skills within our developers. The breadth and depth. The contribution of the engineers when it comes to building the architecture. The runways, and also the technological stack that we're going to use to build this, the language that we're going to use. So do we have those skills within our team, developers, who can be able to use them and be able to build these products? And then and as we have to make sure that, can stakeholders support the business? Make sure, at the end of the day, the stakeholders, we have to make the final call. Do we have to take this product in the shop? And if you build the products, and then we start launching some of the products, some of the stakeholders start having that back and forth conversation, you know being hesitant to launch this product, that your product might not see the day and light in the market. So you have to make sure that when you start building the products, you have to make sure that customer stakeholders risk is being involved here, before you launch this business. And also something called, will a customer buy the product? The value risk. You have to make sure that you understand the dynamics of the market. With customer, are you building something that you can be able to sell? And how do you know that you're building something you have to sell? So we have so many criteria we have, we can use to make sure that even before we launch our products, we have customers. Is it exciting the customers? So we do have some of the technical aspects that we use, as a part of the design process, with some of the strategy we use to make sure that the value risk, or maybe the customers that are going to buy these products, we have the correct, maybe you have the customer base that customers will need some of our products. So we do have ground rules before even you go out there. For the design thinking process to work very well, we have so many ground rules that we have to follow. And before we start building these products, we make sure that the team is well equipped with some of these ground rules. So the first ground rules is we have to make sure that we are free of prejudice, about how something will work. Even we start building this product, we have to make sure that when you start building that we have that concept of that there's no prejudice, that you don't come with a preconceived outcome. This is how I want this product to be, so you come with a free open mind. And there is a free expectation about what will happen. So this is, we have to adapt collaboration. Building these products, we need other teams to help us to build this. We need developers, we need stakeholders, um, we need external vendors, like consulting firms, and also we need in the legal aspect of the product. So we need to free expectation about what will happen. So we have to work with our other team to make sure that we have one single level of understanding. So you have to have, filled with curiosity, understanding things more deeply. So we should have continuous product discovery and development. This is this, when you start building this product, we know for sure that we cannot get the right product the first time we start building them. So there's an iterative way of building this product. So you should be able to, maybe the first prototype you build, it doesn't look the way you want, and then you should continue doing this product discovery. So being curious about how product might be, focusing on the maybe some of the what my customer want, other than what we're building. Like for example, you come to different variety of aspect of the prototype, the functionality. You should be able to be very curious and about the curiosity of the customer, what the customer wants. And then you have to open world of possibilities. Since we do not yet know at the beginning of a journey what is possible and what is not. So what I'm saying here, in a sense, is we have iterative developments. When you build your own fast prototype, you put in an environment. We call them sandbox. You play around with solutions, and then if it doesn't, if you notice something and you want to change something, you should just go, you know back up the code and you start developing it, as per your curiosity, the possibility that you think that product can do. And also, when you start building these products, you fail early often and learn quickly. So they have that level of adaptability, which is able to preserve and also is able to persevere. You can change a strategy, and also you can just adapt the strategy that you build, and you can make them better, you know. And then when it comes to product design rules, you have to start with a beginner's mind, like just like an alien from outer space who just settled on Earth. So this is a new product, especially the startups. You have a product you want to build. Yes, you have done some market survey and you have come realize that this is something that you can launch, but you don't want to miss the opportunity to you should be able to come up with a strategy that can help you, build that product whereby it surprises the customers, because you have your own curiosity, and also you'll be able to see how can this product being built, add value, and also, change the outcome, or maybe they change the customers' perception of some of those the product that we're building. So we have success references here. How do you know that we can be successful? We're using this as a design thinking process. So for design six process to be able to be very successful, of course, we have to start with human being. We have to build a product that entertain or makes human being happy. So you have to start with focusing on the human need, the possibility a product can do, and also the experiences with that experience, the pain and gain. We start building this product with just a solution that is a product that solves solution. So we have to see what are the pain and gain of some of the customers, and what this product we're building, how does it, help these customers. And then before we start building the customer, we have to create awareness of the product. So you internalize. So when you work with the team, you have to make sure that everybody understand what's the end, the product vision. So when you create those product roadmap, you have to make sure that everyone in the team understand the solution and the bigger picture, the vision of the roadmap. So you have to create an awareness of the product within the team, and also, uh, and also something else you have to add here is the stakeholders. You have to also add them. So interdisciplinary teams, the collaboration and holistic consideration of problem statement. You have to include. You have to let people see the holistic problem statement. When you start building this prototype, you have to make sure that people understand what's the problem statement, because that's why you have to have the collaborative nature of different teams to make sure that you build something everyone understands, and they think, and before you launch this customer, everyone is on board on what you're trying to sell out there. And then there's something you have to experiment and prototype. So you here you can depending on what you need to do, you can build a low fidelity in a prototype, and you start experimenting it in your sandbox. Also, we can start experience with the we call maybe it quote real customers. We can just create a base. During your interviews and during after the interviews, you can just get a customer base. And you can interviewing them, giving them a prototype, play around with the prototype, and see the feedback. So some company prefer high fidelity. When you're dealing with the customer, the nature of the customer, and customer in low fidelity is even better, because you're gonna start building on top of what you have. The prototype is on a product. The prototype is just to get early customer feedback, and then from that fidelity prototype, you can just add in the function that you think the customer would want. So you start with some of the prototype. So we have mindful of the processes. You have to make sure that team understand this is the design cycle. Within the team, you have to make sure that everyone understand what is design cycle. When you start talking about maybe some of the design process that you have, some of the how you understand your customer, something like customer journey. You start building those customer journey. You have to make sure that every team member understand what it's all about, the customer journey. What do you mean when you talk about the customer journey, and some of those design process that we can use just to make sure that we understand the customer. And also visualize and show the ideas. You have when you're presenting some of these prototype, as we just call prototype and not product. When you start sharing some of those prototype ideas and solution to the stakeholder, you have to communicate to the broader group. You have to make sure that everybody understands what you're doing. And then you have to bias toward action. We encourage building prototype and engaging the potential customers. So you have to be out there, and make sure that you're dealing with the real customers that can get excited on what you're building. You just don't have to build something in a silo, and then you expect to push a product out there, with that hope that customer might like your business. Especially that's the one of the assignment. You can fail just building something that nobody wants. And also accept complexity. This because now you're building a system, and then the system has to be integrated with different system within the system. So that integration can be a little bit complex and cumbersome tasks to do. So you have to, so you don't give up when you start, especially when you start involving different system, especially when there's so many different systems that then can support business when it comes to products. So when you start integrating this system, you have to understand there's some level of complexity that you have to go through. And I know you have to co-create, grow scale with varying mental states. You improve your product. Also improve your ecosystem. This business has different ecosystem that you have to work with, some database, some logic, some different development stack, some of the ecosystem you have to use, and also different model. What's some of the business model that you can use? We have maybe MVC, some of the development architecture that we use. What are the data models? What are your function models? And what are some of the business logic models that we use? And also the organizational architectures. If there's a new product that need different technology, you have to make sure that organizational architecture, you have already set up within the organization that can help you build some of this system and be able to support some of this system product in your business. And also the last and not the least success reference, you have to experiment and iterate. And I said again, you have to experiment and iterate. This is the way you'll be able to understand, the better what you're building. And when you start iterating, that's when you start learning even more about what you're building. So at the end of the day, we are looking in the product that excites customers. So we did all about design thinking is being customer centric. We have to focus on customers. And employee user and market research. You have to do. Like for example, we do this prototype. We take out there to the potential customers. You know, we must. We get those research from the feedback from those customers. Those users. And also we will build some of those design tools. Like for example, we say we develop personas, persona design. We find we try to understand the empathy. We try to balance with customers, the pain and gain. And also, and also we have to understand the customer need. What are these products trying to solve? You have to understand the solution you're building. This is a solution that customer want. And then you have to empathize with customer. Think, feel like the customer. You have to apply those empathy. What are the pain and gain that the customer is suffering from, and what are those? That's how you'll be able to understand the product we're building. Does it even benefit the customer? And then you have to create a customer lifetime value. We are in business, right? So the product that we are building, we have to make sure that they're becoming the future of the company. When you continue improving some of this business, product selling some of this business, it should create the customer value. And how do you create that customer value? You have to continue evolving this product. You have continuous product discovery so that you can be able to offer customers what they need, and then also be able to make sure that your business survive this product value.